Everybody, this is Josh from the Texas chapter of the Extra Pint Crokinole Club. Today we're going to talk about tournaments, specifically the way we run things here at Extra Pint. We've had pretty good luck down here growing the game. We've introduced a lot of new people to Crokinole. That being said, most people have never participated in a tournament before. They're not familiar with the rules or how things go, and that can be kind of intimidating. It can make people uncomfortable or to the point where they're not comfortable even participating in the tournament. So today what we're going to do is go over the way we run things here at Extra Pint, go over all the rules, our idiosyncrasies, and hopefully alleviate any reservations you may have. At most tournaments, including ours, we ask that you pre-register. With us, it's usually by email. We don't have a website quite yet, so we just need to know that you're coming, so we know how many boards we need and we can build your score sheet. There's usually going to be a small entry fee. This is going to cover prize money, door prizes, any food that we're going to have, your victory beer, and any costs that are associated with the venue. After arriving at the venue, you go find the registration or check-in table. You're going to get your scorecard for yourself or your team. After which, once everyone's checked in, we'll have a small speech, we'll have a brief orientation. We're going to go over the format of the tournament and any specific rules. There are typically two phases to the tournament. The first phase is the preliminary phase or the round robin phase, and the second phase is the single elimination phase. We're going to go over the round robin phase now. Depending how many players or teams there are, will be divided up into any number of pools, typically not exceeding 12. The round robin phase is timed. If it is a singles tournament, typically you will have between 8 and 10 minutes to complete 4 rounds against each opponent. If it's a doubles tournament, you'll get between 12 and 14 minutes to complete 4 rounds. Alright everybody, let's talk about the Extra Pint Crokinole timer. That sound means you should be at your table ready to go, because in 30 seconds you are going to be volleying. This is our equivalent of the coin flip. You're going to shoot your disc to the 20 hole at the same time. The person or team who gets close to the 20 hole gets to pick if they want hammer
5, 4,
or if they want to go first.
3,
If you're playing doubles, the
1,
team that
shoot.
picks hammer, the other team will choose which one of them would like to go first. After you shoot, you get 10 seconds, and then you hear this sound. That's your signal to start playing. This particular timer is set up for singles. You'd have 8 minutes to try to complete the 4 rounds. As time winds down, with a minute left, you're going to get a warning.
Warning.
That's your signal to hurry up and try to finish the round. As once this timer goes off, you're going to hear the buzzer. That means the round is over. You get a 2-minute break to find your next table. Now you have to complete the turn that you're playing. So if you shot and you are hammer, when that goes off, the round is over. If the hammer has not shot yet and that sound goes off, you keep playing until it gets back to the hammer. The hammer always has last shot. Each player playing is going to shoot the same amount of shots. You're going to get a 2-minute break. As the break winds down, you'll get another warning at 30 seconds. And at the end of the break, the trumpet sounds again, and the process repeats. Okay, now we're going to talk about scoring. If you look at your score sheet, you're going to see the game number, spots to put points and 20s for rounds 1 through 4, total points for the game, total 20s for the game, whether you won the volley or not, your opponent, and board number. At the end of a round, after you've expended your 8 discs if you're playing singles, or your team has expended all 12 discs if you're playing doubles, if you have more points than your opponent at the end of that round, you are to award yourself 2 points, which you will put in the little box where it says points under round 1. If you did not score more points than your opponent and you lost that round, you were to put 0 or an X, or you can just leave it blank. If you happen to tie your opponent, you are to each put 1 in the points box. With a box that says 20s, you put the total number of 20s that you scored if you're playing singles, and your team scored if you are playing doubles. After that horn goes off and you've completed your rounds, in the box that says total points, you're going to add up all the points you scored from rounds 1 through 4. Put that number there. Do the same thing with the 20s where it says total 20s, and indicate whether you have won the volley or not to start at the start of the game. That's also used as a tiebreaker. Another important note about that timer: your round will count as long as one turn is played on that board. So if you just finish the third round, the person who shoots first shoots and the horn goes off, you're allowed to get back to the hammer. You're only going to get one shot, but that counts as a completed round. If the round is not started before the horn goes off, both teams receive 0 for that round. If you look at the score sheet on the screen now, this is our score sheet from the US Open. Round 1, we played stick and peel on board 3. As you can see, we had a rough start. We only managed 1 point. We tied round 4. The total of 3 20s. In game 2, we played the Nihilist on board 4. We did much better there. And third round is a bye at the end of the day. We added up all the scores, and we ended up with a total of 40 points, 69 20s, and 5 volleys. After that round robin phase was complete, the scorecards were collected. They were put in order from top to bottom, and Southern Hospitality ended up in 11th place. So we had 11 seed going into the single elimination tournament. There are a total number of 20s for the tournament, and volley will be used as tiebreakers should 2 teams have the same number of points. The next phase is the single elimination phase. Pretty straightforward. You'll be seeded pretty much like they do in the NCAA basketball tournament, 1 through 16, or however many it may be. The top player will play the lowest seed, and so on. Occasionally, though, we like to play St. Jacobs doubles. This format, during the round robin phase, you're going to play both singly and as a team. You're going to play each opponent twice and partner with everyone once. So you're going to end up with an individual score. From that, you're going to be ranked in order of the number of points you scored, and those that finished in the top half of the distribution will be paired with those who ranked in the bottom half. That prevents any 2 good players getting together and just steamrolling everybody. The single elimination phase is untimed. Typically, you'll be playing matches to either 5 or 7 points, with the final match being to somewhere around 9 or 11 typically. At the conclusion of the tournament, it's tradition that the winners drink from the club yard. If you're up in Voorheesville, down here in Texas, we have a epoxy-coated 75mm tank shell, which is way cooler in my opinion. Typically it's filled with a double IPA of some sort. We do make exceptions for age, religious, or medical reasons. Once your lips have touched the trophy, you then have drinking rights from that vessel for the rest of your life. It's a lifetime award. So anytime you want to drink out of that tank shell or that yard, if you won it before, it's like the green jacket at the Masters, it's all yours. Just on a side note, we do often play with side games. Typically there's something like first to score 20 off a disc in the natural 5. So if your opponent's disc is sitting in the 5 ring and you shoot a ricochet 20 off that disc, it scores, you would win the pot. Round the world, that's a doubles side game. If everyone at the table scores a 20 twice, the whole table wins the pot. You guys split it. At the US Open, we played a 6-shooter. If a person gets all 6 of their discs in the 20 hole, they win the pot. There's all sorts of little games we play on the side. So that's how we run tournaments here at Extra Pint. I hope I made that simple enough. It is really not that complicated, and I hope I was able to alleviate any anxiety or apprehension of anyone thinking of coming to the tournaments or even running a tournament. It's absolutely worth it. Please come out. There's nothing to worry about. You're gonna have a great time. So it's not too complicated. You don't have to do too much math. Alright, thanks. Hopefully we will see you at our next tournament. Should be sometime in November, we're thinking, for a singles tournament down here in Texas. We'll keep you updated as that gets organized. Everyone stay safe and take care. See you next time.